Hello and good evening everyone to our The Wasted Hour podcast episode number 3. This is Martin, and for this episode I met with JaJa Kisses, aka the Purple Unicorn in London. We talked about when she decided to dye her hair, smoking weed, the thin line between self-perfection and self-destruction, and of course, her music. Thanks for tuning in, I hope you enjoy. Hello everyone, we're sitting here for another episode of the Wasted Hour podcast. Today I'm sitting here with JaJa in London. How are you doing? Thanks for making it down here.
Thanks for having me. I'm good. It's pretty chill. It's a Sunday, Bank holiday Monday tomorrow, so I'm definitely getting into chill vibes.
Perfect. So you're also aka the Purple Unicorn, I think, because of your hair. When did you dye your hair actually?
Like 7-8 years ago, like straight out of college. I just wanted to do something a bit different, and then purple kind of stuck.
Did you try other colors before?
No, literally just went straight to purple. It was more like a dark purple, and then it's gotten lighter over the years, but might go back to dark a bit.
Yeah, when?
I'm not sure, we'll see. I never know until I just do it.
Yeah, but I totally love the hair, like from the first moment on, it was like the visual impression of you.
Like the only branding key I have.
No, you definitely have much more. But you were born and raised like in West London.
Yeah.
Do you remember like your first contact with music?
I guess it was pretty much just like the influence of my family. Like my dad apparently used to DJ, which I didn't know at the time, but like when he was back in Nigeria, he apparently used to DJ.
What kind of music was he playing?
I honestly don't know. It's something that they kind of just like casually dropped in conversation recently. I was like, what? But I guess it was just like American kind of funky stuff. But at home, I would say like I definitely like connected with Michael Jackson's music like straight away, and then just like whatever they were listening to, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Destiny's Child, just like
Totally.
Yeah.
What are your favorite songs from Michael Jackson? Do you remember any?
Stranger in Moscow.
Definitely that one.
That's
so
like
good
my
that you say it, because like it's one of mine too.
Yeah.
Like the way like the music fades in at the beginning.
It's like
okay, so we agree on that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And favorite Destiny's Child song?
Ooh, favorite Destiny's Child
That's a tough
song.
one.
It's
Or favorite Destiny's Child girl?
That's tricky too. I mean, I like to invest. I don't know. I want to say If. I'm pretty sure it was called If, but it was that album. Destiny Fulfilled, I think, the last one, which I really liked. I guess I was old enough to actually like clock albums in, so yeah, I'm gonna say If.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, they were such an amazing group. Like at the time when they were big, I was like way into metal and hip hop, and it wasn't cool to listen to Destiny's Child. So I rediscovered them when I was like 17, 18. But there are so many amazing songs now, and like the way like they all did also their solo careers. It's kind of amazing too, of course, Beyonce, but also, great. I read in one of your tweets, I guess, that you grew up being depressed. Like that was a feeling that's been with you since your youth. What exactly were you feeling? Like, can you describe it?
Growing up, I definitely felt like just a bit of a misfit. Like, I just felt a bit strange, like I wasn't connecting with people the way everyone else was connecting. And I was quite emotional as well, so I guess things really got to me and I didn't really know how to like tackle them. And depression is definitely something that I've still had to like work on, and there are times where it gets a bit fuzzy and things just seem a bit like hopeless. But that's definitely a journey I'm still wading through.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So you didn't feel like you took like stuff too emotional, like films or actual things too?
Just like actual things as well, I guess, like at home or just like with friends. Like there was just a lot of negative reinforcement in my mind, I guess, with thoughts where it's just like, oh shit, like I'm stupid or I'm ugly or I'm just not good enough. And I guess I didn't really express that, but there wasn't really anything to counteract it as well. So that's something I've been learning to change and just trying to think more positively and stop those thoughts kind of thing, yeah.
Did music or making music kind of helped you out? With that?
Definitely. It definitely gave me something, like I'm so grateful to have something I'm passionate about. Even on the darkest days, it just feels like something that's mine, something that works and doesn't need to be kind of judged by anyone in some sorts. So yeah, it's definitely a good process for just getting through how I feel and expressing myself.
Cool. So how did you start making music? Because like you uploaded like a couple of songs, like in 2012, some acapellas on SoundCloud, but I think that wasn't your first steps. Like you started before that, right?
I did actually start before that. So I guess I started like when my sister got like a literal keyboard for her birthday. I must have been like 8 maybe, and I was just like writing really awful songs.
What were your first songs about? Do you remember?
They were like about love and just like things I had no idea about. Like I love, like it was just so cringe. Now I look back on them, and then at some point I got like Magic's Music Maker, which was like really cool stuff as well. And then I also got Fruity Loops, and then I was like kind of making beats, which were also still pretty awful. And I would just get like a £5 microphone from Argos and like try and record stuff. But I never put any of that stuff out, or I kind of did. I might have put out on MySpace for like a week and be like, no, take it down or something. And it's not like I had many followers. So
MySpace was your first platform then?
Yeah, I guess MySpace was my first platform. And then,
which was a great platform, by the way. Like,
I mean,
you have to admit,
I never got the hype from it. I was like still, you know, like no one. And then it shut down and I was like, damn it, I'm still, yeah. But, and then basically SoundCloud. SoundCloud was pretty much where I at first like properly left things up and like actually directed people to it. So yeah, the acapellas were like, I don't know any producers, let me just put this out.
So because you didn't know any producers and you thought your own productions weren't any good, you just released acapellas.
Literally.
Yeah. Which is a great introduction, like just like by the voice.
It was. I was actually quite shocked by how people kind of appreciated it, even though I was kind of, okay, cool.
And did you meet producers due to the acapellas? Or?
Yes, yeah. So a lot of people hollered me, and I also just met people like it was like more feasible to say, oh yeah, I'm an aspiring singer, you can listen to this. So I guess like meeting people in conversation definitely helped.
That's a huge step, admitting that you're a singer now and going out there.
Yeah. Because it always felt like, oh, I want to be a singer. Like, who doesn't want to be a singer? Like, but who's actually going to try and be a singer? So yeah.
So who was the first producers that you met and worked with closely?
I think it was Toby Shyboy, the TSB, and I met him through a friend at my secondary school. And yeah, I would literally go to his, which was like, I don't even know if you can consider it London. It was like Red Hill, so it was like quite a mission. And I was like in college, going like every other weekend or something, trying to make some stuff.
So this was after school?
This was, or like on the weekends, but like during college or something, I don't know,
What did you study?
In college I studied maths, computing, drama and theatre studies and psychology. And then at uni I studied economics.
Okay. Did you finish it too?
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yeah.
So it was always like a side thing, the artistic thing, but you're like besides the studies.
I definitely didn't have enough confidence to be like, I'm a singer, and I wanted to like get all the guilt that would be surrounded by not doing what my parents wanted like out the way. So I figured I would just stick with education.
But how did you build your network? Because like when I've talked to London artists, like everyone starts and then they meet like people organically, like one after the other.
Yeah,
definitely. How was it for you?
So literally from like the first producer, Toby Shyboy, I met Flozart, Justin, who's like my 8-year boyfriend, and he's a producer. So we produced a lot of stuff. He was in Last Night in Paris, which is like an art collective of like rappers, artists, singers at the time. And I became affiliated with them, so now I was in this cool collective and everyone thought I was kind of cool. And then, just from there, meeting more people, sharing more stuff, and then yeah.
Yeah, I'm just asking because the productions on your is it an album or like an EP, the Young Fashion?
I say mixtape now.
Okay.
Nowadays I say mixtape. Yeah.
Yeah, because the mixtape, the productions are really great.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm asking, like, how did
yeah,
you meet
that
those
was mostly
people?
Flozart and Miles and some people that kind of hit me up on the internet as well. And I don't know how I met Spacey anymore.
But do you give them an input, what she wanted it to sound like, or do they play your stuff? And
it's different, really. Sometimes they'll just produce something and I'll be like, I like this, I'll take it home, demo it, and then finish it. Sometimes I'll be with them whilst they're producing and like maybe like steer them a bit. Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes.
Yeah. How long did it take for you to do the mixtape?
Quite a while. I think like the songs span over like 4 years. So I did release a lot of them as singles first. And then by the time it came, it was like, I feel like I should put out something solid. I kind of just added 6 more songs or something. And then, yeah, so it took a while. And even when I did drop it, it was kind of like, I need to drop this now, I'm not going to do it. Because I planned to do it like so many times before, but things kind of got in the way. So, yeah.
Because otherwise you always be like, oh no, I can't release this song,
exactly.
It's too old, and stuff like that.
And that's kind of why I called it Young Fashioned as well, because I kind of felt like I don't really know what I'm doing, but this is what I'm doing, so I'm just going to put it out there, and I still know I've got a long way to go, but
for me, it sounded that she knows what you were doing back then.
Really?
Because, yeah, it's like, because like of course for you it's different.
Yeah.
You have the whole process, but for me it was like the first introduction to your music, and I was like, wow, this is great. Because like somehow like the mix of your voice and like the more psychedelic instrumentals was really great, and it's something that you can just listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I really appreciate that. But I can guess that it was hard for you to release it at this point.
Yeah, but it was also very good. Like, I didn't know what to expect, so everything was amazing, and I got like a lot of performances off it, so I was feeling pretty good about it.
Did you perform live before the mixtape, or?
Yeah, I started performing in 2015, released a mixtape in 2016, and that too was that was probably just off the releases that I put out before, I think, actually. And that was also a very tricky journey as well. Like, yeah, performing was really hard for me at first, and I'm still just kind of getting the hang of it. And like, I've just recently learned how to like enjoy doing it, and yeah. So now I just look forward to the next one. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm getting better and better.
So what do you do now to enjoy your live performance? What are the steps that you took?
I mean, I guess being more comfortable with my body and my voice and having more technique to singing and understanding what's going to help me sing better has basically just given me more confidence and more room to feel the emotion that I originally had intended for the song. So I guess it's just getting better with practice. Yeah.
You said before that you were working 9 to 5 and working the other time on the day on songs. Like, when's the time you're the most creative?
They're pretty random, to be honest. Like, I'm not as self-disciplined as I'd like to be, but I do tend to have like, it's like one slot for whatever I'm focusing on music-wise, so I kind of feel like comfortable. So like, I'll be working obviously full-time, but right now I know that I'm working on this video that I was telling you about, and that's being edited. So to me, it's like, okay, music is, I don't know how to explain it, but that's like sorted. So I kind of just have one thing at a time that I focus on at the same time, if that makes sense. Yeah. So if I don't have anything I'm working on, I'll probably get a bit like bored at work or a bit anxious, but then something amazing might happen after a few days of that, and I'll just focus on that. So yeah.
But this way also you take the most of your time out of work, because otherwise when you have your whole day off, and you're like, I could write something all day, perhaps I could get a little bit lazy because of that. So you use the opportunities now that you have to focus on something.
Yeah, I mean, I could focus more. I could definitely focus more. Yeah. I could make more songs, but at the same time, sometimes having so many gets a bit weird, because it's like, what if I keep like making new things and I don't get to put them all out? I don't know. It's weird. Sorry. I don't know if this is making sense.
So what holds you back of making more songs?
I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like, I don't know, like if I keep making more, I guess it's like I don't have the resources to put out music as often as I'd like to. So I don't like the idea of songs that I've loved so much just kind of sitting on a back burner or being like, oh yeah, that was old you. I kind of want to share them. So I guess I have to pace myself. Yeah.
I've got to ask, like, also through your social media, I know that you're a smoker. So does the weed help you to be more creative, or does it hold you back sometimes too?
The weed definitely does a bit of both, I would say. I would say there are probably times where I know I have to like stem something out that I probably shouldn't smoke as eat before, because that's not like creative, it's just like technical things to get something to mix or master. So I'm probably going to procrastinate a bit. But in terms of like creativity, for me, it definitely like, it does put me in a vibe. Like I'm just more relaxed. I've got less going on in my head because I like think so much generally. So yeah, it's definitely just about knowing when to roll up and like having a plan for the day and stuff like that. But I do call myself a functional stoner, so I do feel like I get a lot of shit done considering how much I smoke.
When did you start smoking? How did you get in contact with it?
Like the end of college, through a high school friend as well, and then by the end of uni, like in the last year of uni, that's when I like actually smoked a spliff like on my own. I was like, you know what, tonight I'm just gonna relax. And then yeah, since then it's just become part of the routine. Yeah.
But I think that it's great that you're going out there and be so honest with everything, like with smoking weed and also like with your depression too. I think it's so important that like that listeners of you think with like, because otherwise you could get the impression that like, oh, it's JaJa and she's doing all the great stuff, like the music, but you're like a person too with your own issues, with your fears and everything.
Exactly. That is definitely something I've been like very passionate about sharing, just like everything, because I think just from being younger as well, I just got so sick of having to pretend and just having to like do things just so other people would think everything is a certain way. It always kind of just got to me, and so I would really prefer a life where I could be honest about everything and it didn't feel like something bad was going to happen for something that is true on the inside. Yeah.
How do you find the balance between the self perfection and the self destruction, which is always like kind of hard, because like you were telling me before about shooting a video and you have all the visuals in mind, and you're never quite as satisfied as you would be like with your songs and with your visual. But how did you find the line and be satisfied and put it out?
I think I've definitely steered away from aiming for perfection. I think just in almost, I feel like perfection is not something I can make happen, really, basically. And I think like everything is kind of imperfectly perfect. I know it sounds corny, but
it's true.
Yeah. Like I do feel like I've stopped aiming for that from a long time ago. Like,
because like what is perfect, you know?
Exactly.
Like it's such a full range of things that you can do, and there's never like a 3-minute song where you can put the whole range into this 3 minutes or in just like one image.
Yeah. Or just like be perfect. Nothing can really be perfect. So I kind of think things are just as they should be. Like what kind of powered me through this shoot, because I usually like plan everything, then get super anxious and want to cancel everything, was just to kind of like, I've had the idea now, this was my intention, like when it comes to the day, just let everything happen as it does, and that was just how it was supposed to happen. Like that's it. That's how it'll come out. Some people like it, some people won't, but that was then, and then move on.
Cool. Another topic I want to talk to you about, since you grew up in West London, and London is one of the, like every big city has changed a lot during the past years. How did West London change? Like,
Yeah, it's changed quite a bit. I'd say I basically lived in Shepherd's Bush, which is like, and White Sea Estate, when I was younger, like up until 12, which is like zone 2 kind of out west. And yeah, my mum never really wanted me to go outside. Like there was like a kid's playground across the road, but I was like never allowed to go, so I would just watch from the balcony. So yeah,
because it was not safe. Like
she just didn't want me to hang around with too many people from the estate because she's bougie like that. But yeah, I guess it's changed a lot. How do I say this? I guess just from the estate I'm from, I feel like there were definitely a lot more black kids hanging around. But nowadays I just don't see it. Like I don't even see really anyone my age there, which is weird. It kind of feels like everyone moved out. And then generally just in terms of like buildings and stuff, there's obviously Westfield and things, and like Soho House now, and just like really weird things. That's just like, we literally had nothing. We just had a market and things like that. But I'm happy to get a smoothie now nearby and stuff like that.
And it's one of the good things too, that you can get a good coffee.
Exactly.
Yeah. Did the people change as well, like living in West London?
I still feel like I'm at home. It's very like, it's quite nice living in an estate. You see the same people, everyone's a family. You kind of see people on their bad days and good days, and yeah, it just feels normal. It just feels like home.
Cool.
Yeah.
Why do you think that London has such a strong creative and music scene?
A strong what?
A creative and music scene, because like there are so many great artists around here. Like
I think there's diversity. I think there's just so much to be inspired by, and obviously just so much like technological change that makes it possible to do it yourself and meet people who do it and find help online and stuff like that. Yeah, and I guess consumerism at its highest in a place like this, but also probably definitely the diversity, I think, yeah.
So what's up next for you? You shot a video that's hopefully will be released soon. You also released your last track, Be Right Back, in February.
Yeah, and I'm really pleased with how that's doing. I had no idea how it would do, because obviously like SoundCloud days, you get someone to repost your stuff and then it's like, okay, cool, that's gonna do fine. But
it's a great song.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I put it out first because I had like 5 songs ready, and I thought, okay, this is probably the least strongest. But now I feel like, oh my God, what if I did put out the strongest? But anyways, I'm putting out another song, which is called When She Wants. And yeah, I just shot a video for that, and the song will probably be out May 17th, and video 2 weeks after. So I'm excited about that. It's a bit more explicit, a bit more fun.
And can we expect another mixtape soon, or?
I reckon I might try and do an EP by the end of the year.
Which is a great format, I think.
Yeah.
EP,
How many tracks do you reckon is a good number for an EP?
7 or 8.
7 or 8. Okay. Because I basically over like the last 2 years I wanted to do like a 20-track like mixtape, but it was like
but that's too much.
I know, but there's so many different genres I do. I can't.
Or you do like a trilogy of EPs.
I think I'm gonna have to do something like that.
Yeah, which is great as well. But I love, you do an EP for like with like 7 or 8 tracks, which is like perfect. You can listen to it like going to work for like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, or like when you take your run in the morning, or like when you're getting ready in the morning. That's like the perfect time. Or you do like a 10 song, just select the 10 strongest tracks and do an album. Like that's what I think it is. But a trilogy would be fine.
I think a trilogy is exactly what I'm gonna have to do, because there's just so many different corners of sound that I'm sitting in.
But which would be great, because nowadays you can do that stuff. You know, like in the past it would be like, it was way more restricted.
Exactly.
But still, I think it's cool that you're releasing like a more kind of longer format too, not just songs via SoundCloud. This way I think it's always kind of hard for an artist to be relevant for a long time just by releasing a song every month. But because like when you look back in like 3 or 4 years, do you listen to just a song or like an EP? You know, like I always think people come back for an EP or for like an album that they connect with, and not just like one song, but like a whole album.
Yeah, definitely.
What's an album that you strongly connect with?
I mean, I'll say Assange Nasty at the table. I really liked Rico. I'm not sure if this is an album. Rico Nasty's, I feel like it was a mixtape Nasty, the one she put out recently. I haven't listened to the new one properly yet. And then they kind of go back to like CD days. You know, when you got a CD of something that you weren't really that excited about, but you played it so much that you know every single song and you just love it. I guess it goes back to then, because I have been more of a singles listener since like digital streaming and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know.
But it's a Solange album, I
That's
think.
like the last one I can say, like, yeah, okay, like I can just put this on any morning and it'll
Don't Wish Me
amazing.
Well is such just like a strong. Don't Wish Me Well. It's on that. It's on that album. Yeah, it's one of my favorite tracks on there. I think.
All right.
What I always like to close my interviews with is the question, and because you've been born and raised in London and you've been all around here, but where would you travel if you would have been given one free flight at the airport? Where would you go to and why?
I would go to Japan.
Good choice.
City, I don't think I want to go to Tokyo if I have one chance, but I'll probably say Tokyo because I'm not sure which city it was I wanted to go to. I need to check again.
And then you can travel from there.
Yeah.
I think Japan is great. It's such amazing cities like Tokyo, Osaka, and stuff. But also the landscape must be beautiful.
Exactly.
I heard, it's one of my main.
I really want to spend a lot of time in Japan. It seems amazing.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. So I hope that everything works out and you can travel to Japan soon.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Good luck with all the new songs coming up. I'm really looking forward to that. And thanks again for taking the time.
It's been great.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks.